I'm opening the terminal. Okay, so clearing it off. Just let me directly jump into the Python. Okay, see, for example, see, since you tried the palindrome exercise, right? um, just I wanted to know something. If I say x equal to 10 and y equal to 10, okay, now if I say x equal to y, is this true or false? X equal to y is a true because both x value and y value are same. And similarly, if I take x equal to something like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 and y equal to something like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now if I say x equal to y, this is also true. So this is the way we are going to compare. But there is one more operator, x is y. So x is y in the sense, I am trying to compare x value reference with y value reference. Now what is the reference in order to identify the, or in order to know the memory address of some object? ID, right? So this is ID of x and this is ID of y. Now both are not same. Okay, that is the thing. It is giving x is so there is a separate operator. E is basically gives us it is going to check exactly the references, not the real values inside that. Okay, so keep that in mind. Anyway, since you have tried the what is that, you have tried the palindrome exercise, this is good. If you, as long as we applied this logic, we are good to go. Okay, all right. So any other problem statements you have tried? Did you try that what is that, the prime number logic for in a specific range?
Yes, that I tried, but I'm not able to find out the reason
Okay.
why 4 is not a prime number.
Okay, so
So why
because
4 is coming as
yeah, so 4 is not a prime number because where is that? Yeah, this is right. See, for 4, what is my n? 4, right? So 4 by 2, what is 4 by 2? Again 2. See, here we are giving n value as 4. So we wanted to check whether 4 is a prime number or not. We know it's not a prime number, but our logic is failing at particularly at number 4 because of this particular statement. So I'm dividing that number with 2. So 4 divided by 2, what is the output? 2, right? So integer of 2 is again an integer. So range of 2 comma 2, what is range of 2 comma 2? Again it is going to give me 2 only. So maybe if you wanted to know something like this Python 3, so let us say x equal to range of 2 comma 2. So what this is going to give? It is going to give me maybe this is not a correct thing. For I in x, print I. So what it is giving? It is giving nothing. So 2 to 2, there is no value, right? So that's the reason range of 2 to nothing, it is going to fail. So in order to avoid that, we can deal this situation separately. I can, so that is the special number. For only 4 only I fall into that particular loop, or I fall into that particular statement. So we need to avoid that manually. Okay, now if I say something like if n equal to 4, I can say simply pass. So what is that pass statement? The pass is something like it is not going to execute the remaining statements, or you can also do something like sys dot exit. So sys.exit will completely make your program stop. So but in order to use sys, we have to use import sys. Okay, sys is nothing but a system. So this is all an inbuilt one. Only thing we need to do is, before we execute this statement, we need to tell something, right? Respectfully, otherwise we don't know what's happened over there. So print um, 4 4 is not a prime. So in this case, what will happen? Whenever this statement comes into the picture, the remaining program will not going to execute. So that's what happening here. So now it is going to ask enter a number. 5 is a prime, I know. Now let me check 4. So what it is saying, 4 is not a prime, and then my program is also getting stopped just because of this. I cannot, can I use break here? Instead of this, can I use break?
Yes, we can use.
No, we cannot use, because breaks can be applied only on the loop, only inside. Once you are inside a loop, then only you can use the break statements in order to stop something. But here we are not inside the loop, right? This is simple condition, if condition. I cannot stop the if condition using a break. If condition itself decides either go or no go. But here, when my number is exactly 4, I need to tell the I need to print the output like 4 is not a number, and I need to use this sys.exit. So sys.exit is a inbuilt function. It will stop your program. So that means your compiler will not consider the remaining statements to interpret or compile. So in case of Python is an interpreted programming language. Each and every line will be interpreted. So the remaining lines will not going to happen. Clear? So now I have asked you to deal with the multiple things, right? So now what I can say, I don't want this. Now I'm going to do something like this. Let me take the range, or you can enter start range. So here number, and one more thing, maybe let us say x comma y. Let's make more meaningful. Okay, or this is a start. I'm trying to print all the values and end value. Let us say start value. So I am going to print all the prime numbers between this start and end value. Okay, now let me use this now function, and I'm going to use the loop for n in. So why I am taking n? Because I'm using the same variable n for n in. So what is that? Range of, from where? From start value to end value, comma end value. That's it. So since this is a loop, let me put all the things inside it. Okay, maybe now what you are going to do is take this statement outside of the loop, because I wanted to know the entire for loop execution time, right? Not the individual thing time. Okay, now what I'm going to say, and here, so that is now time, and one thing I need to make out, yeah, this one, and the difference also this one, and this also, and let me give some meaningful information. uh, Total time to extract or to get the prime numbers in between this one and this one is this one. So what is that? So you have to use dot, you have to use dot format. So what is the first thing? The first thing would be the start value, right? So we are looking inside the start thing. Okay. Let me. Okay, I'll tell you one more thing here. If you wanted to break the lines, you can use this statement and then continue in the next line. Okay, so what is that? This is a line breaker, just backward slash. Okay, it won't affect your syntax. So sometimes your line is not compatible with a computer screen. In such cases, you can break your statement into the multiple lines using this statement. Okay, and one more thing is end value and comma the difference. That's it. Let me close it. Now what will happen if I run this? Okay, we are identifying whether a number is a prime number or not. So let me do that. So enter the start range. I wanted to know what are all the prime numbers in between 100 and 200. So it is going to give me the list of all things, like which is prime, which is not prime. We know 101 is a prime, we know 103 is a prime, we know 107 is a prime, we know 109 is a prime, and so on, right? But I don't want all this information. And one more thing is the total time to get the prime number between 100 and 200 is something like this. So this many milliseconds or microseconds it took. That's okay, but I don't want, let me comment out this thing. I don't want all the prime numbers which is not prime. Okay, and at the same time, instead of printing this, I wanted to add those prime numbers into a list. Okay, so for that purpose, let me take one empty list here. So prime number list, I can say prime number list equal to an initially an empty list. So as and when this particular statement is true, what I'm going to do, I'm going to append that number to the what? To that list. So instead of directly printing, so prime number dot append. So what I need to append? I need to append n. So that's what my n is, right? I'm looking for n only. So whether my n is a prime number or not. So that is done. Before I print this particular statement, let me print my n. Let me print my prime number list. Okay, so that makes sense, right? I hope it is clear what I'm trying to say. We have done this we have done this same scenario in multiple programs actually. Okay, let me execute it. So it is asking for me the range of starting range and then ending range. So these are all the list of prime numbers I have in my range from 100 to 200, and this is the time it took to execute the program. I hope it is clear now. Okay, only thing is we have added one for loop. Since it is a for loop, everything is indented, right? So I don't want the non-prime number, so I have commented that, and even I don't want to print whether that is a prime or not. Instead of that, I wanted to append the value to an empty list which I have declared before the for loop. So we should not declare these kind of initializations or the normal values inside the loop, because every time it takes the new value or every time it's iterating, the prime number list or whatever we are going to take, that will be resetted, right? So whatever we are appending, that's no more, that will be no more in the list. So that's the reason we need to take these kind of where is that, these kind of initializations or counters outside of the loop. Hope it is clear.
Chandra,
Yeah,
one question.
please.
Might be I'm not able to connect. This line number 60 is there, right?
Right.
Can you just explain one more time this line number 60? What is the reason we added this else condition here? Result equals to prime.
Oh, wait. I think this is another program. Huh? Wait. Sorry, I think I'm one moment. 100 and 200. Anyway, I'm getting it. Yeah, sorry, I think I'm explaining this in a different logic actually. So, did I explain this to you earlier? I don't think so, man. One moment. For I in range of, okay, if this is one, okay, invalid input. Okay, else result equal to prime. For I in range of result equal to not prime. Yeah, if result equal to prime. Okay, so here why we are taking this line number 60 is just to make sure, just we have taken one value, result equal to prime. Okay, the thing is, whenever this condition satisfies, the line number 62 satisfies, I am changing that prime to the not prime, and immediately I am stopping the loop with statement called break.
Okay, so we are assuming this condition here.
Where? In the line number 60?
Yes.
Yeah, we are assuming, we are not assuming basically. This we have taken as a one variable. So initially I am taking result as result as a variable, and inside that I am taking that as a prime. Okay. Okay, let it be like that. It need not be a prime, it can be anything. Okay, let us say something like x, or something like 10, let us say. Okay, result equal to 10. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm iterating over this loop. Okay, and if I get this particular solution, if I get this particular statement is true, immediately I'm saying that is a not prime. Okay, so initially I have taken result equal to 10, right? Now I am changing the 10 to not prime here. Okay, and immediately I'm breaking this. Now if it is happen, the loop is not going to execute, right? If
Yes,
whenever it comes to the break, the loop is not going to execute. That means whatever you have taken here in the result, that should be the result. It should be the same, otherwise it should change to the not prime. So now what I need to check, if my result is still 10, I can say that is a prime. Is it clear?
Yes. Yeah.
But I think, but this is not the logic I have explained to you in my earlier sessions. Sorry for that confusion, but I have explained this. But this is also a working thing. Okay, what I have explained is inside 23 check frame. Yeah, this one I have explained. You remember?
Yes, correct.
Right.
This is the
Yeah, this is the one I have explained. Because we are keep tracking of the what we say, factors. We are keep tracking of the factors. Whenever the counter is still 0, I am saying that is a prime number. Whenever that is still not 0, I am saying that is a not prime number. Okay, so on top of this also you can apply the what we say, the bunch of, I mean the range of things to get the extract the prime numbers. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So okay, let's jump to the next topics. We are in 26, and what we were explaining in these tuples, on day before yesterday we were talking about the tuple data, right? So this is the definition. Tuple is a complex data type in Python which is sequential and immutable in nature, which can hold heterogeneous data. So this is these are the few examples of tuple. So a tuple can have hold a tuple. A tuple can hold a list and something. So in this regard, I have asked you one question, right? So since tuple is an immutable data type, I can hold a list inside it. So can I able to change that? So that was my question. I have asked you day before yesterday. So did you try to identify that? What is that exactly, and any idea for that? Okay, so the answer is wherever the list is, whether it is inside a tuple or whether it is inside a list is always a mutable data type. That means I can change it whether it is an inside a tuple as well. So the best example is, let me take one tuple x equal to, so this is a tuple notation, right? I am taking 1 comma 2 comma 3 as a normal variables and followed by some list data inside that. Okay, 1 comma 2 comma 3, and what is this? 4 5 6. So how I can access this 4 5 6? Can I access by using index, because tuple is sequential data, right? So what is the index of 4 5 6? And don't consider 4 is an individual element, 5 is an individual element, 6 is an individual element, because we have written it inside a list, so it is treated as a single element. So what is the index of that particular element? So index is, this is 0 1 2 and 3. So this is 3. So if I say x of 3, I will get 4 5 6. Now if I wanted to add one more element to the 4 5 6, I can apply the list operations on top of it. So how I can do that? If I say x of 3 dot append of something like 7, so that is exactly going to work. That is going to work. So I can apply the list operations on list even though the list is inside a tuple. Okay, so this is one of the interview questions, like, can I alter the list which is present inside a tuple? The answer is yes. Okay, and similarly, even though you have a data type called list, okay, 1 comma 2 comma 3, and inside that I have a tuple something like 4 comma 5 comma 6. So this is also a question, can I, since this is a list data, can I modify the 4 5 6? The answer is no, I cannot modify the tuple data wherever it is. Okay, so these things we should keep in mind while we are attending in any kind of a interview. All right. So those are about the tuples. In generally real time we don't use tuples until and unless you don't want to change the data throughout your project or throughout your program. In such cases only we are going to initialize the tuple data, something like the um, number of days. So number of days is always 7, or the names of the days is always Saturday, Sunday. We cannot change them. The month of the days in place of somewhere you have a business logic to implement using these such kind of an information. In such cases, definitely we need to use the tuple data because those are always constant in nature. Those are always fixed, right? We cannot or no one can change them. So in such cases, only tuples are very useful as a data type. But otherwise, we can deal with the lists, right? If some data is there and the data is subjected to change, definitely we go with the list kind of a data type. So now, if I declare like this is a tuple data, and similarly, I can also declare my tuple data something like this, data2 equal to, if I say 1, and what kind of data type it is, if I do like this, or let me explain here itself, so that will be very easy. So if I say data2 equal to 1, and what kind of data type it is, so what is the type of the data2? It's an integer, right? It's clearly saying we know 1 is an integer. But if I say something like this, 1 comma, so that is also a valid declaration in Python, so it is going to expect something. Now if I do this is a tuple data, because I can assign something like this as well. So the parentheses are always optional in tuple. Okay, now if I say data3 equal to something like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, so this is a tuple data. You don't need to wrap it inside a tuple, wrap it inside a parenthesis. That's always treated as a tuple. Okay, now if you have a doubt, type of data3, so it's a tuple. Okay, there is a concept of tuple. This is called as a packing. This is called as a packing. The tuple packing, generally we will say. Now if I say x comma y comma, or let me take a comma b comma c comma d comma e equal to data 3. So what I am trying to do here, I am trying to assign these 5 values to the 5 variables. Okay, this is absolutely fine with Python. If I say a, I will get 1. If I say d, I will get 4. So this is called tuple unpacking. This is tuple packing and this is tuple unpacking. So basically, to play around with the data without taking too much of variables in a single program, I can deal with this. I can have multiple values which I can read it from a Excel sheet or some kind of a thing. Let us say I have a huge data in a Excel or a data table inside a Oracle table. I have few columns, at least let us say 5 or 10 columns, let us say like that. So at that particular instance, I don't want to store them in a different variables like x comma y comma z. In such cases, I can directly take the data and then store it in a single tuple, and that particular concept is called a tuple packing. We are packing the values inside a particular variable, which is basically a tuple data, and that is a tuple packing. And whenever we wanted to use them as individual variables, we can unpack them by using this syntax. Okay, so remember this as well. So what is tuple packing and unpacking? Okay, so that is the main concepts of tuple. And we know we don't have much operations to perform on a tuple data, only one things, right? Index and what else? Count. So same like what is the index value of something inside a tuple, with or what, how many number of, how many how many times a particular element is present in a given tuple, then only we are going to use a count operation. So these are the two things. These are the just an informational operations, not the modification operations, since tuples are immutable data types. Okay, so keep this in mind. We don't have much exercises to work on this, but going forward all together we can work um, exercises using a different data types in Python. Okay, so that is the tuple things. And coming to today's topic, the dictionaries. So dictionaries are more powerful data types in Python because most of the data is transferred using dictionaries itself. So dictionaries can be treated as sometimes treated as a JSON data types. Okay, so JSON is something like some object notation. We'll talk about that. Now, coming to the definition of a dictionary, uh, a dictionary, I'm not writing full form, I mean, not typing the full thing. A dictionary in Python is non sequential. So, what is non sequential? So far we have learned the sequential data types, tuples and lists. Of course, strings also a sequential data types. We didn't talk about them so far, but coming to the dictionaries, these are the non-sequential and mutable data type or data type in Python which is holding the data in key comma or key and value pairs, PAIRS, yeah, PAIRS, yes. So which is holding the data in key and value pairs inside these parentheses. Are you clear with the definition? So a dictionary in Python is a non-sequential. So when I say non-sequential, I cannot access them by using index. And mutable, when I say mutable, I can delete, I can add, I can do bunch of operations on mutable, right? So data types in Python which is holding the data in key comma value pairs. So key comma value pairs in the sense we are going to get the data in terms of key and value. If you know the key, we can get the value. Okay, but if you know the value, sometimes it is difficult to get the key because keys are unique, values are not unique. Okay, and let me add that statement as well, where keys are always unique. Okay, unique and immutable. Keep this in mind. So keys are always okay. Keys are always unique and immutable. So this is very important note to understand. Okay, let me take an example of a tuple, dictionary. So let me take dictionary 1 equal to, so what is the type? This is the dictionary type, right? So which is inside the curly braces, and we told which is holding the data in a key value pairs. So key is something like this. Name is a key and associated value is something like Python. So if it is a string, we are going to write them inside the quotes. If it is a list or something, we are going to use this respective the notations. Okay, so this is called one data item with respect to the Python, sorry, with respect to the dictionary. So here name is a key and Python is a value, and the one more element I need to separate with comma, same like other data types. And one more data type I can take is, so what's the age of Python? So it was invented in late 80s itself, okay, by Guido van Rossum. uh, let us say it would be around 40 years, okay. And author, who is the author of Python? Who is that gentleman name from Dutch? Guido van Rossum. He is the one who created Python. Okay, so dictionary look like this basically. So, and one more thing is keys are always unique, which means I cannot take one more value with name. I can take, but it's always takes the latest thing. Okay. So now if I take some name equal to C++, now if I print dict1, my name would be C++, C or C++. It won't appear Python again because key will be appear only one time, that is the latest one. The latest key will be appear. Okay. So this is the typical dictionary syntax, and this is a typical dictionary look like basically. Okay, and what we are saying in the last statement, keys are always unique, yeah, that we have defined, and keys are always immutable. So which means I cannot take a list as a dictionary key. I cannot take a dictionary as a dictionary key. I cannot take a set as a dictionary key. Only three things are eligible as a dictionary keys. What are they? They are tuples, they are strings, and numbers. So these three data types are immutable data types in Python, right? So far what we know. So what are the immutable data types? Strings, we will talk about them. And we know about tuples, these are also immutable. And we know about numbers, right? I can take an integer or a float, anything will fall under a number. So these three things are immutable. So these three data types only eligible to act as a dictionary key. The remaining things no. Okay. Now let me print dict1. And one more interesting fact with the dictionaries is before 3.8 version, the dictionaries are unordered. Unordered in the sense the order what I have taken here, when I print them, the order is not guaranteed. Okay, that is the real meaning of unordered. So let me quit this. Let me clear this. Now what else? I need to go to the desktop, and today date is sorry, I have to go learn Python and change directory. Today is 26. Yeah, Python dicts.py. Sorry, I have to invoke it with Python 3 dicts.py. So name, age, and other. So this is the one. So if you run the same code in Python 3.8 and older versions, maybe you will get other in the first place. Okay, that's what the unordered. But after 3.9, they make the lists are ordered. But we are not going to worry about whether that is an ordered or unordered, because we are going to deal with the keys here. Okay, now let me take one more example, dict2. So let me prove this concept, right? So keys are always unique and immutable. What if I take a mutable data type as a dictionary key? Okay, now I can take 1 comma 2. Yeah, is that a valid declaration? Yes, so far good. Like 1 is a number And value, there's no such restriction on a value part. So the restriction is only on keys, not on values. Okay, you can take anything as a values. You can take a list, you can take a dictionary, you can take a set, you can take a string. Anything is fine as a value part. Only coming to the key part, you have that restriction. Okay, now again let me take something like hi is my key and hello is my value. Okay, now let me print dict2. Okay, so it should I should not get any problem, because yeah, I'm able to get that. And now let me add some bug. I wanted to take a key as a dictionary. Okay, one is my key, and something like, let us say this is list. Okay, now let me save it and let me execute it. What it is saying, unhashable type list. So there is a concept of hashability and unhashability in Python. I'll explain them basically, but the thing is, I cannot take a list data as a dictionary key. That's the thing. So most of the interviews will ask you to share the screen, and then they will type or paste you this kind of dictionaries in your chart box, and then use that dictionary, and then or give you some code to copy from the chart box, and then immediately they are going to ask you like whether it is going to work or not. If you say that is going to work, they are going to ask you execute it. Okay, so that is the things we need to keep in mind. Okay, and what about this? Instead of this, what about this? Is it fine or no? Is it okay or not okay if I declare like this? So what is this? This is a tuple, right? Yeah, that's a tuple. Tuple is okay with us, right? If I do that, absolutely fine. Okay, and if you observe that, how many elements I have taken here? 3, right? So one thing as a one key, and value is treated as a one value, and this is treated as a one value. And if you observe that, I got only two things, because I have replaced it is replaced two times. Now let me deal with this. Now I should get 3. Okay, this is 1 and this is 2. All right, so that is the basic things we need to learn with dictionaries. Now, what are the dictionaries? Those are mutable. Whenever I say a mutable data type, it should have a lot of functions to perform. Now what is that? Can I use DAR? DAR of dict2. You can use dict1 or dict2, whatever it is. Let me print what it is going to give. So it is going to give a lot of things. We are going to learn them. Now see this. So clear we know, copy we know, and from keys we don't know, because this is very specific to the dictionary. And get, item, keys, pop item, set default, update, these are the things we are going to learn now. Okay, now before we go, so let me try to access the individual elements from a dictionary. Okay, now let me copy some sample dictionary from Google. Sample dictionary. What is that? With exam Python dictionary with okay. Yeah, so this is the dictionary. And by the way, this is one of the good website to learn the Python. Let me, it's a program is Python. It's a good website actually. So it is from basic to kind of an intermediate level. You can learn a lot of things from this website. I've shared it. Okay, let me copy it. Sorry, where it is. Okay, Gala. Huh? Okay, Command C. Why I'm not able to copy this? Where is my VS Code, man? Okay. Let me comment out this entire thing and then have, yeah, this is the dictionary, right? So this is also a good format. We can always write the dictionaries in this format so that it is nice to read. So Germany, Berlin, Canada, Ottawa, I think these are the capital cities of those respective countries. Now, how to access the elements out of a dictionary, right? So since these are non-sequential data type, so there is no chance of accessing by using an index. But how? So we can access them by using a key only. There is no other go. So now if I say print country capitals of, I wanted to know the country capital of Germany, GRMANY. So let me see what this is going to give. Definitely it is going to give Berlin. Okay, because I am trying to access the value with respect to key. Okay, now hey, let me close it, man. It's annoying. Yeah. Clear. So my output is Berlin. Now what if I have something like the same Germany and I have written like this, and remember these are always comma separated values. So Germany again, and I am using Berlin 2 or Berlin 1, whatever. Okay, now if I execute my code, what would be my output? So I should get Berlin 2 because the latest value is going to update it. So because both keys are same, both are in, I mean both keys are Germany, so now it is only going to give. Now if I print the country capitals, so how many times the Germany should appear? The Germany should appear only one time because the keys are always unique in dictionary, right? If you see that the Germany Berlin 2 which I have taken, that is going to be considered. Okay, now so this is the way we are going to access the elements. Okay, now maybe you wanted to take one more India, or let me do something like this. I wanted to, so this is my existing dictionary, right? I wanted to add a new key and value pair to this. In such case, you can directly write the code like this. So you have to give the key directly. So this way I am going to add the new key value pair. So this is the key, and you need to add the value like this, right? New Delhi. So this is a good thing. Now if you print the country capitals, you would get the India is added. So this is the way we are going to add a new pair. I mean pair in the sense key value pair. New pair to the existing dictionary. Dictionary, dictionary, yeah. So what about this? Way to get the value of a given key. So what is given key here? Germany. So I should get, or you can say, way to get the updated value, right? So updated value in the sense it can have multiple values. There is no syntactically, there is no syntactical error here, but this is going to give me the updated value. Clear? Now, can I do something like this? I wanted to add one more time India, or let me take country details. USA, and let me take something like this. Instead of this, let me take Washington, I don't know the spelling, and New York, Carolina, something North or South Carolina. So so this is also okay. So this is a key, and this entire thing will be treated as what? As a value, but in format of what? Format of a tuple. So these are the different places inside an USA. Now if I say print country capitals, now let us see what I am going to get. USA, inside USA I am able to get them inside a tuple. So that is also a tuple format, right? I don't need to give the parenthesis. If you give, that's fine. That's okay if you give like this, right? I don't see any change in my output. You can also deal with the lists. Maybe in future inside a USA you want to add a few more cities or a few more states. That's also fine. So now my output is something like this. So we understand the thing, right? So the basic thing is there is no restriction on values, only restriction on keys. We should not give a mutable value as a dictionary key. And these are very important. And one more important thing is dictionaries can be nested. Sorry, someone is asking something. Yeah, I hope no. The thing is, dictionaries can be listed. That's where the most of your API results will comes into the picture, right? So the API result is something like this. Okay, let me API result JSON sample. If you see this, what it is this, if you understand this one, what it is, it's a typical dictionary. If you observe that, so this is the starting point and this is the ending point, and immediately it starts with a key, and this is a key, right? So key has a value. So what is that value? A value has a big list, okay, and inside a list again a dictionary, right? So type of, what is the type, article, what is the id one, what is the attributes of that article. So again an attribute having again a dictionary, okay. So A dictionary is generally look like this. So if you understand the dictionary concept, basic concept, it is very easy for us to deal with the APIs and API data and all those things, because the API response is always in the format of a dictionary. But generally, in order to generalize that between the different programming languages, they call it as a JSON notation. Okay, JSON notation is 99% same with the dictionary notation. Only there is a change, like if you have a none in dictionary, the same none will be treated as a null in JSON notation. So those kind of minute issue, I mean minute uh, changes would be there, but this is the thing. Okay, now if I wanted to read this,
Actually,
yeah, please,
just one question.
please.
Can you just talk to
Okay,
our previous example?
okay.
Okay, in a country, suppose we have a list, right? Germany. So I want to, in a Germany, I want to add one more value.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep Berlin also and just want to enter one more value. How can we do that?
Yeah, you can do that, but if you wanted to do that, first your data type should be support, right? So um, I understand your question. The thing is, see, let me take. I don't know how much time it is going to permit us. Even though I tried to extend this session, but it is not allowing us more than hour. That's the problem. Okay. Anyway, I'll try to explain it. So, yeah, this is the dictionary. Now you are asking, when I try to add one more value to this Berlin, maybe one more city inside Germany. So that is your question, right?
Yeah.
But with this
Yes,
format,
right.
we cannot add. So in order to do like that, your value should be a mutable data. So then only we can add, right? So instead of
Okay.
this, if you take like this, so instead of okay, I cannot deal with this, but if you take this as a list earlier, then we can anyway,